So I get a lot of offers on this channel to review products, specifically dash cams, even to the point where today I got an offer to review a dash cam.
Really?
Yeah, and it's never been on brand for us. Never. Right? We review cars. That wasn't until a company called 70My reached out to us to sponsor a video on their new dash cam, the Omni. Again, I would usually say no. But in this case, I think this is literally the most innovative product in this industry, like since its inception. I'm genuinely really impressed.
I mean, it does say future on the box.
It does say future on the box. Now, this isn't a review, but I am going to take you through all of the product features and give you my honest thoughts on this because, as I said, I'm super duper impressed. So they've just released this, the Omni, and it's available for pre-order now. And of course, I've linked that down in the description below. And I'm going to take you through all of the features that this thing has, what's actually impressed me so much about this thing. So let's get into it.
Let's do it.
All right, Jacob, first things first. We need to unbox this bad boy.
Oh, yeah. Did you bring your Stanley knife?
Oh.
You don't need one.
Hello, I'm Max. Smiley face.
Pretty sure it's Max.
That is true. Mike's. This actually has function to it. So you'll see this character return. I don't know, the first thing that kind of blew me away, friend, was the shape of it. Isn't it cute?
It's like a pill.
Give me your mic.
Oh,
My
yeah.
mic's more important. Oh. Wait.
Get this one.
You're going to be blocking that camera. Oh.
Nice.
So you can get the Omni here with up to 128 gigabytes of internal storage. 70My sent me the 32 gigabyte version, but no matter. And that's because, like other dash cams, it just loops over the recording. So unless you want like weeks and weeks of worth of recording, the 32 gigabyte is going to be perfectly fine for most people. So this one here is in the black colorway, but you can also get it in like a red and white, and it looks really, really cool. If we open this tab up, you can see we get our cable. This has to be one of the longest USB-C cables I've seen. But it's USB-C. A lot of these dash cams are still using micro USB.
Are you serious?
It's absurd.
They're stuck in the 80s, man.
You've also got this. Oh, look at this.
I don't know what that is.
It's a little prior. But look at this. Oh, it's gonna pop out. Oh. That is for plugging it into a 12-volt socket. You can do this. You can just plug it in and it will go straight in, and then it will just act as a normal dash cam. But when you turn off your car, this Omni will power down. That's not what we want, and I'll tell you why, because this thing has an awesome parking feature. But here is your hardwiring kit. You can get this as a package, you can buy it separately, but I would highly recommend that you go out and you get this as well, because that will literally unlock some of the best features of this.
Okay.
But let's come back to that. The most important part of any dash cam, Jacob, is being a dash cam, right? It needs to be a dash cam first and foremost, and I'm happy to report that this thing has really, really good quality.
Like, how good are we talking?
This thing is 1080p at 60 FPS, and it's a very sharp image. Obviously, they turn the sharpness up quite high, but that's a good thing. It means you can actually read number plates.
That's very important.
But it gets better. I mean this genuinely. I don't think I've seen a cleaner image on a camera at this price point than this.
Wow.
Like, it's genuinely that impressive. It does have an aperture of f1.5, so if you know anything about cameras, that lets a lot of light in. So this thing is also really, really good at low light situations. Even, for example, driving through the Burnley Tunnel where it's dark and then really bright, it adjusts really quickly. One of the main selling points of the Omni is actually that it has a rotating head. So it can rotate almost 360 degrees. I think it's like 340 degrees, but because it has a 140 degree view, it can see literally 360 degrees. And as I said, this is the 32 gigabyte model. So it has more than enough internal storage, and it's internal, which I love, because otherwise it's just a micro SD card. And another thing you have to buy, right? One reason that you might want to go for the 128 gigabyte model is if you're going to hardwire this thing into your car, which I genuinely, highly, highly recommend, because that enables you to get the really cool parking feature. So 70My say that there is a special algorithm that they have developed for the Omni, and that algorithm combines with AI to be able to detect motion, and not just detect it, but actually tell whether or not it's a threat or not. Unlike other dash cams where you can get a front and rear camera and you've got to hardwire them both and it's a bit of a pain in the bum, this thing can actually detect motion on the sides as well. So you literally get a full view. Think like Tesla's Sentry, which is a feature that I wish they would just roll out to more cars, but hey, I guess you can get it in the Omni now. Honestly, I wish I had this thing actually installed in a press car I had a few weeks ago, because that was keyed. And at least I would have seen who did that. So this next feature I didn't actually test out, thankfully, because it's a collision detection system. And what it does is, depending on where a collision has happened around your car, the Omni will swivel towards that. So for example, if someone hits you on the side where traditionally a dash cam couldn't film, this will turn towards it and see them running away. And then you've got a great insurance claim, don't you, friend? It also has a cool feature, 5 seconds recording prior to collision. So once Omni actually detects a collision while parking or driving, emergency recording will start 5 seconds prior to when the accident actually happened, which will actually give you a 5-second buffer before anything happened. And that way you can kind of have the evidence from before the crash has even happened. I think that's a pretty cool feature.
That's pretty useful.
So those are some really solid features. Some you might see elsewhere, others you just won't. But here's where the thing gets really unique. My favorite is probably the little guy that shows up on this screen, this tiny 1.2-inch display. And this is where that Mike's guy comes back into play. He shows a few different faces depending on the scenario. I don't know. It's like a little driving companion, they call it, and I would have to agree. It also has a voice assistant. So say I just want to shoot us driving in the car, I could just say, shoot vlog, and this camera will swivel around. I think that's a pretty cool feature. It's also got some active safety tech, with my favorites being lane departure warning and front vehicle departure. So if you're ever doing something where you're not looking at the road, it will actually tell you. That's a pretty cool feature.
But you should pay attention when you drive.
Pay attention to the road. And then using the app, you can also get a pretty cool, like, gamified view of your surroundings, which, I don't know, probably unnecessary, but I still think it looks pretty awesome.
That is pretty cool.
In all, I'm actually really impressed with the Omni. I think if you're going out and buying a dash cam, this should definitely be at the top of your consideration list. I think it does so much well for its price point. It's backed by Xiaomi, which is, they're a company that makes so much tech. Think Apple, think Google. So yeah, man, I like it.
Genuinely impressive.
I'm gonna keep using it. But let me know what you guys think down in the comment section, just below that like button. If you guys want to buy one of these, the link is below. It'll take you straight to the website and you can order one now. I think they're pretty awesome, man. I do recommend.
Check it out.